This is BBC One. We are interrupting our normal programming for an important announcement. The following instructions...
Oh, hello there. I'm interrupting your special announcement from 2020 for some important TV nostalgia from the 70s. This is the BBC One TV announcer from 1970, David Allan. 50 years ago on BBC One, 28 million viewers stayed in and tuned in to watch the FA Cup final replay. And it was in colour, for those of you who had colour sets.
Chelsea side is the same, the one that battled out a 2-2 draw at Wembley earlier this month.
Over on BBC Two, there's an afternoon of live coverage of Championship snooker, introduced by David Vine. And if you're watching on a black and white TV set, the blue ball is behind the brown one.
Sorry to interrupt your black and white snooker, David. This is Malcolm Eynon, BBC One announcer from 1974 to 2001. We're doing our own bit of time travelling now to transport you right back to 5:40 on a Saturday evening in 74, when it was time to hide behind the sofa.
Welcome to 1980 on BBC One. This is Richard Straker, another voice you may remember from across the years, and I too have had that honour of fading up the microphone in Continuity One many a time. Now then, how about this memory from 40 years ago? The biggest watched programme of the day. This was a special night for viewers. They tuned in their millions. The whole nation was watching. And in 1980, there was just one question on everybody's lips. Who shot JR?
You may like to know that Play School is now being shown on BBC Two, and here on BBC One we have a trade test transmission.
Hello, this is Mark Waddington from BBC One from 1985. I can remember the first time we ever used this symbol. This is BBC One, now the first of a new weekly chat show. I don't know if it'll ever catch on though. Here's Wogan.
Let's not forget BBC Two from 1987. This is Roseanne MacMillan here on BBC Two. Anybody fancy 5 hours of continuous live cricket coverage?
We're moving forward through time, and this is BBC One from 1990. My name's Jayne Constantinis. Now on BBC One, the 9 o'clock news with Michael Burke.
Prime Minister John Major makes sweeping changes to the cabinet. He brings Michael Heseltine back to Environment to sort out the poll tax. And a moment of public emotion as the Thatcher years come to an end. Good evening.
Hello, it's David Miles here, remembering when, on BBC One in 1994, I had the pleasure of waxing lyrical on the introduction to a sultry tale of sun, sand, sex and sangria. Now on BBC One in 1994, Bunny's back. It's El Dorado.
And in 1994, here on BBC Two, some of you may remember that telly used to actually close down at night. So, on behalf of everyone on BBC Two at the Television Centre in 1994, this is Manju Moly wishing you a very good night. Good night.
Hello, this is Matthew Jackson on BBC One from 1996. And everyone was staying in, especially the ladies, as here on BBC One we had another of those costume dramas that the BBC is famous for. And this one was a biggie. Now on BBC One in 1996, memorable performances from Colin Firth in a wet shirt in the award-winning adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice.
Hello, this is Reg Sanders in the driving seat of BBC Two in 1996. And if I can get control of this cymbal, there we go.
Hello, this is Peter Offer from the year 2001. And I wanted to remind you that in 2001 we all stayed in to watch some amazing programmes.
5 years later, and how we love our swimming hippos here on BBC One in 2006. Hello, I'm Duncan Newmarch, and thank you to all of the BBC TV announcers over the years for coming together and helping us to remember the good times we've had watching the telly. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.